if what I heard between you two is correct, you are the sole owner of the house. You are the SK listed on the trust, and the person with whom I need to coordinate the terms of the offer and, hopefully, eventual sale." It was so strange to hear Quinn's voice snap into business mode. She wanted to go back in time, to whispers and touches in a moment that Sawyer wanted to wrap herself in like a warm blanket. Sawyer couldn't seem to find the right words fast enough. Her brain didn't work like this. Quinn had moved miles ahead to a new world order while Sawyer struggled to stop herself from reaching out and comforting Quinn, who was so obviously unhappy, even if her voice remained firm as she laid out this new information. "You're trying to buy the house?" Quinn nodded. Another look flashed across her face, like this was all harder for her than her words were letting on. Like maybe she was feeling the crushing weight of the loss of a moment that had been stolen from her too. Except that even if Quinn was feeling it, she wasn't letting it stop her. "For a client. It's what originally brought me back to Kingsford, and quite frankly, it's something I should have spent more of my focus on. Maybe I would have been able to see through Shane's reticence a bit faster." Sawyer didn't want to let the dig about where Quinn was spending her time land, but it chipped off a little piece of her heart and her happiness anyway. Quinn was obviously frustrated, maybe even a little embarrassed. This conversation was a lot of maybes on Sawyer's side because Quinn was all business now. "You couldn't have known about Shane. I'm sure he did everything to imply that he owned the house if he didn't just outright lie to you." Holding up her hand, Quinn stopped Sawyer's next words. "It's not important. What is important is that sleeping with a seller is a breach of ethics at best, and license revoking at worst." And there it was. Quinn felt like she had to choose between her job and something new and uncertain. Something with Sawyer. "At least it sounds like this hasn't happened to you before, so that's something." It hurt to be this glib, but all Sawyer wanted was to recapture the sweet, playful nature of the morning they'd shared. Quinn didn't laugh, didn't even give a hint of a smile. If anything, she grew even more resolved, straightening her back. "I'm sorry, Sawyer. I wasn't expecting this to happen either. I need to get back to the city right now. I'll give you a call soon to discuss the details of the offer my client would like to put forth." When Quinn reached the doorway, she turned around and looked at Sawyer. Really looked at her. In a way that felt so much like a goodbye, Sawyer thought she'd been punched in the stomach. "I want you to know. I'm so sorry." And as she watched Quinn leave, Sawyer, like history, was repeating itself in a way that ached down to her bones, wondered if what she had to offer would ever be enough.